and I'm going to be talking about book recommendations for the Taylor Swift eras. So we're gonna go with First Speak Now, and my recommendation for that would be The Cruel Prince. It's giving just like enchanted vibes. So my next recommendation is for Red. I chosen Daughter of the Pirate King, the standards that our main character Alosa has, and she's quite fierce, and it reminds me of the song I Knew You Were Trouble When You Walked In, because there's some scenes in here that remind me of that song. Like, she gets herself into trouble, and specifically romantic relationships. So this song just really reminded me of the Red era, and also the cover just really made me buy this book, to be honest, because I remember reading this book a couple of years ago where the cover was different and it wasn't as appealing, and so I remember reading like a few pages of it and then returning the book to the Barnes & Noble because I didn't like the book anymore. But now look at the cover, it is so beautiful. For the 1999 era, I have chosen the book Orlando by Virginia Woolf because it is very much giving that era of, like, since it was her first pop album that she came out with, and in this book it's all about just being anybody you want to be, being free, being different versions of yourself. So that's why 1989 reminded me of Orlando Bloom, and it's also a fantastic read. It's a great classic for beginners. Since I have this one in hand, I will read the synopsis. As his tale begins, Orlando is a passionate young nobleman whose days are spent in rowdy revelry, filled with the colorful delights of Queen Elizabeth's court. By the close, he will have transformed into a modern woman, and 3 centuries will have passed. Orlando is Woolf's most extraordinary creation, and through him we see an intimate portrait of history in the making. The Vintage Classics Virginia Woolf series is curated by Jeanette Winterson. It's just talking about this edition, and texts used are based on the original Hogwarts Press editions published by Leonard and Virginia Woolf. Right, so the next one is Folklore. So for that one, I recommend Rebecca by Daphne. And this one is so giving folklore vibes. Like, it's so gothic, romantic, heartbreaking, and a bit of like housewife vibes. Specifically, the song Tolerate It was inspired by this book, so that's why I had to include this one for folklore. The next one is Evermore. So Evermore and Folklore are like pretty much in the same era but 2 different albums. But I just wanted to include this one because the next book recommendation that I have is Foster by Claire Keegan. And this book is quite simple. It's about simplicity, living in the countryside, and it's very slow. It's very Evermore, just like it's not a love story, but it was just giving me the ambiance of like fields and grass and plaid shirts, and just like kind of like that feel that you get from folklore. So yeah, this one I recommended. And for Midnights reminds me of The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. The Night Circus weaves a tale of love, destiny, and the clash between 2 magical worlds, all set against the backdrop of a bewitching and ever-changing circus. This novel explores themes of creativity, sacrifice, and the enduring power of love in a beautiful, crafted, and atmospheric narrative. Right, so the next one is Reputation. This is a very pretentious female fatale revenge mistress vibes, you know. So for this one, I chose A Spy in the House of Love by Ananis Nin. This one is so perfect for this era. The next one is The Tortured Poets Department, and obviously I haven't heard any of the songs yet from the album, but this one is so giving sanguine. and it's so giving her poetry album vibes. I don't know, I'm just getting that from it. But this is Sanguine, and I'll read you the synopsis. I am so excited that she is coming out with a new poetry album, because she is gonna make poetry so cool, because there's millions of people that are influenced by Taylor. Whatever she puts out in the world, people are inspired by big time. So the fact that I wrote a book, a poetry book to be exact, and then she writes a poetry album in the same year, is not a coincidence, is it? In Sanguine, the writer becomes an artisan of emotions, sculpting verses that evoke the depth of the supernatant human condition. The inked revelations, an offering to the reader, invite them to traverse the landscapes of heartache and ecstasy, painted in hues of spirited crimson. Each sentence forging, each paragraph a magnum opus. And so in the quiet sanctum of creativity, where the union of pen and emotion transpires, the act of Sanguine becomes a ritual, a communion between the writer, words, and the eager heart of the reader, all bound together in the sacred art of storytelling. Right, so the next one that I have is Lover. So for the Lover era, I have Sappho poems, which is very romantic, very beautiful, very feminine, and very you need to calm down vibes. I wasn't really sure what to put for Fearless. I was thinking of a rom-com, but I don't really read rom-coms. So you guys can let me know in the comments, what book do you think would be a fantastic atmospheric read for Fearless. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you got some lovely recommendations from this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. À bientôt. Au revoir. Mwah.